Please subscribe.
Hyundai portrays itself as all in for electrification of its vehicle lineup, and the soon-to-arrive compact Ioniq will amplify that message. Meanwhile, the Sonata plug-in hybrid carries Hyundai's electric banner, rolling into the 2017 model year with modest updates and at least one bragging point. Hyundai upgraded the infotainment and connectivity for 2017 and prescribed a fresh exterior color palette for both the standard Sonata hybrid and this plug-in, FEF, variant. The braggadocio is rooted in a double-digit factoid, 27. That's the number of miles, according to Hyundai and the EPA, that the plug-in can operate without disturbing the slumber of its internal combustion engine, all the way up to freeway speeds. That's assuming you drive as if you're running the EPA test cycle, with extraordinarily gentle pressure on the accelerator. That all-electric distance tops those claimed by competing plug-in sedans such as the Ford Fusion Energy, 22 miles, although the EPA combined rating 39 miles per gallon isn't quite as good as the Ford's 42. The combined rating based on pure electric operation is 99 mph. Trailing dedicated platform plug-in hybrids such as the Chevrolet Volt, 106, and the Toyota Prius Prime, 133, but second only to the mechanically similar Kia Optima's 103 mph. Among looks like the conventional version family sedans, the Kia also claims a longer 29-mile electric range. That 99 mph figure may bear some relation to reality provided you have a short commute, are diligent about plugging in at every opportunity, are phobic about visiting gas stations, and provided you have no need to visit your aunt in Poughkeepsie or anyone else far from your home. Of course, once you've discharged the lithium-ion battery pack, there's good old gasoline-fired combustion to fall back on. So if you experience a sudden onset of conscience or don't want to be left out of Aunt Poughkeepsie's will, you have a max range of 590 miles, according to the EPA, before you have to confront your gas station phobia. This total range falls between the Volt's 420 miles and the Prius Prime's 640, per the EPA figures, and it's enough to challenge the endurance of any human blood known to medical science. But most interstate rest areas are cleaner than gas station restrooms anyway. Power to weight. As in the standard Sonata hybrid without a plug, the FEF's engine is a DOC 2.0-litre inline-4 with direct injection and the same output ratings, 154 horsepower and 140 pounds-to-feet of torque. But the pluggable car gets more punch from the electric motor generator that's integrated with the 6-speed automatic 67 horsepower versus 51 in the regular hybrid, and it's backed by a bigger 9.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack to support the pure electric function. Batteries add up at the scales, so the FEF outweighs the hybrid with its smaller 1.6 kilowatt-hour pack by as much as 290 pounds per Hyundai, depending on trim level. On our scales, this FEF weighed 190 pounds more than a 2016 Sonata hybrid that we tested. The storage cells also intrude on the trunk space, which shrinks from 16 cubic feet in the standard Sonata and 13 in the hybrid to a mere 10 cubes in the FEF. Between the gas-electric Sonatas, the edge in power to weight goes to the hybrid, and its EPA fuel economy ratings 38 or 39 miles per gallon city, depending on trim, 43 or 45 highway are similar to those of the plug-in when the FEF reverts to internal combustion. Still, with a full charge, completely restoring depleted cells to full takes less than 3 hours with a 240-volt level 2 charger, Hyundai says. The FEF can sprint to 16 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds and cover a quarter mile in 16.0 seconds. That's short of thrilling but only half a second slower to 60 miles per hour and in the quarter mile when compared with the 245 horsepower Sonata 2.0 Turbo, the lineup's hottest offering. In any case, Blazing acceleration clearly is not this Sonata's compelling trait. Nor is there much of anything in its dynamic resume that would endear it to a driver. The power steering is reasonably quick at 2.7 turns lock-to-lock and more tactile than many electrically assisted systems, and ride quality is quite comfortable and never jarring. But beyond that, the FEF's dynamics are competent but average. Quietly efficient. Its virtues lie elsewhere. For example, the Sonata FEF is exceptionally quiet at all speeds. You'd expect that to be the case in electric mode, of course, but there's almost no noise increase when the engine kicks in. And the transition from electric motor to internal combustion engine is otherwise invisible. The only real indication of what's going on with the propulsion electric, gasoline, or a combo of the two is the graphic display on the dashboard readout, with little arrows flowing back and forth. This is similar to other hybrids and plug-ins. It's mildly entertaining to track system activity. It could even be perceived as an alternative element of behind-the-wheel fun. And it is useful for those who are serious about exploiting the Sonata's ability to operate with minimal dependence on petroleum. We didn't do especially well in that regard, averaging 35 mph over 945 miles, consuming 25.4 gallons of regular fuel and using 63.3 kilowatt-hours of electricity. We maybe could have plugged it in more often or settled for being last to arrive at our destinations as a matter of course, but life doesn't always provide such conveniences. By contrast, the 2.0-litre turbocharged model returned 23 miles per gallon over 775 miles of our testing. Folks who step up to the price premium for the plug-in hybrid are likely to track energy usage more diligently. But for so long as gasoline prices remain low, the rewards are unlikely to match the investment. With only a couple of inexpensive options, our limited test vehicle carried an as-tested price of $39,610. The base price for this top-of-the-line model $39,435 is $8,500 more than the base for a plugless hybrid limited. With regular gasoline prices averaging well below $2.50 per gallon nationally, the extra cost for vehicles of this type doesn't pencil very well, even factoring in the federal tax credit, about $5,000, and various state tax breaks. Hybrids without a plug no longer qualify for most such incentives. Still, the arithmetic gets down to the question of how often the driver is able to exploit that 27-mile pure electric range and what percentage of the total miles driven will be gasoline-free. Special circumstances. Plug-in hybrids are a compromise, an answer for those who want to limit what's coming out of the tailpipe but own just one vehicle. Electrics still aren't well suited to long-distance travel without an extended layover for charging. A car like the Sonata FEF straddles that dilemma, letting you keep going until plugging in can be done at your own convenience. The Sonata delivers on that specialized set of capabilities better than many, but its appeal is still restricted to those who can afford a steep upgrade price. The Sonata 2.0T we tested cost just under $30,000, for little return beyond a reduced personal carbon footprint. Sales figures suggest that customers with those priorities are willing to sacrifice the rear seat room and ease of entry advantages that this conventional four-door offers over dedicated plug-in hatchbacks such as the Volt and the Prius Prime. The longer all-electric range and greater overall efficiency of the hybrid-only models look more appealing for urban commuters who don't have a regular need for the Sonata's extra space. The limited use case and consequently tiny sales figures have led other automakers, notably Honda with its Accord, to abandon the plug-in variants of their mainstream family sedans in favor of other solutions. How well this conventional-looking Sonata plug-in sells with the Ioniq alternative right beside it on the showroom floor will tell us a lot about what the environmentally conscious consumer really prefers.